on Objective 2 of scale drawing. We do have a few notes before we get into our practice. So you're going to be asked to find missing side lengths. And there's two main ways missing side lengths from scaled figures or proportional figures. Two ways we're going to do that is set up a proportion. Okay, remember I said when we did proportions we're going to be using those all year long. Well, here we go again. We're using those proportions again. Okay, so I'm just going to draw some rectangles because they are easy for me to draw. Let's say we have 2 and x, 4 and 8. Okay, I'm going to use my corresponding sides to set up that proportion. So we have the height of the small rectangle, the height of the big rectangle. We're going to put those in a ratio together. So let's go height of small and height of big. And our labels could be small rectangle and big rectangle. And then we want to make sure we put in the numbers over here in the correct spots. So we need the length of the small one. So that goes on top. The length of the big one goes on the bottom. Now we can cross multiply divide to solve our proportion. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So we know that the height of our big rectangle right here has to be 4. Okay? You are familiar with setting up proportions, putting on labels, and solving those. So that should just be a little refresher, and you shouldn't have a problem hopefully doing that, setting those up. Sometimes they will just give you a scale factor. They'll give you shapes like this, maybe like these rectangles, but then they'll just say, okay, the scale factor is 2. Oh, my marker's working really well today. Okay, my scale factor is 2. So then all you would need to do is multiply the smaller one times 2 to get the bigger one. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, and it's important that you read that carefully, that it tells you the scale factor from, they'll probably say from figure A to figure B. So you have to start with A, multiply those sides by 2 to get B. You wouldn't want to start with the second figure, multiply by the scale factor to get the first one. Okay, that will give you a way wrong answer. Okay, so read those directions carefully. Which one are they starting with? Are they starting with A? Are they starting with B? And then multiply the scale factor to the right number. Okay, we'll take a look at some of those in a second. To find the scale factor, determine what you would have to multiply to get the corresponding side lengths. Okay, maybe they drew some rectangles for you and they said this is 1, this is 5, this is 10, and then this is 50. Okay, so you're going to use corresponding sides and say, okay, what are we multiplying the first one by to get the second one? So 1 times what is 5? Well, that would be 5. Is 10 times 5 going to be 50? Yes, it is. So if I use corresponding sides, these are both the heights, and then figure out what I'm multiplying the first one by to get the second one, that's going to be my scale factor. So in this case, my scale factor would just be 5. Okay, they won't always be nice whole numbers like that, but that's the process you're going to do. You're going to take the first one times what to get the second one. And if you're not sure, you're like, oh, I don't know what you take 1 times to get 5. You can always do 5, start with the second one, divided by the first one, and that's going to tell you what you're multiplying by. Okay, you can work backwards, divide, to figure out what you would multiply by. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the practice.